right now, what I want to talk to you about is Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets, because I know you're a big time KD fan,
Yes,
and the
sir.
way that they're playing right now, man, has been pretty great. Right now, they're fifth in the West. They're 6-3. There's a long way to go for the season. It's only been a month and a week tops. But KD, man, he's scoring 24.8 points per game. He got 3.1 assists per game, 4.6 rebounds per game, shooting 52% from the field and 42% from three. Right now, with KD and how he's playing and all that, how are you liking that with the changes that he's made, the trade that he's gone from Phoenix to Houston with only 9 games in? They got another game tonight, but how are you liking that KD's play right now?
I love it. He's still a top 10 player to me, man. When you look at the efficiency, he's still scoring from all over the court. He's getting to the paint, not as great as he used to, but he's still getting there. Mid range, in my opinion, one of the best mid range scores of all time. He's still hitting the long ball, like you said, over 40% from three. And then I think the most fun part about this as a KD fan is at his older age, he's finally on a team where it's not overly reliant on him. Yeah, you can go to Golden State, that wasn't overly reliant on him, but Brooklyn was, and Phoenix was, and in a lot of ways, you could say he wasted his prime trying to rebuild super teams when those weren't the ideal teams anymore in the NBA. You look at OKC, that's one superstar and a lot of depth behind it. Depending on how you think about J Dub and Chet, you look at just teams recently that have won. It's been more of the deeper units instead of just the super teams that won, as was the case in the 2010s. But now, like on this picture, like Amen, Sengun, Steven Adams, like you got Tari Eason, you got Jabari Smith. He has a full roster for I believe the first time since probably his first, like when he first got to Phoenix, they had a good team, but they blew it up to
Mhm.
get Bradley Beal. So I love this team. They're great defensively, and adding Kevin Durant, who in my opinion is the greatest scorer of all time, I think they have a good chance to make a deep run.
Yeah, man. No, I agree with the last part you just said. Greatest scorer of all time. Man, like you mentioned in the beginning, he could score from the mid range. He could score from the three. He could take you to the basket. He could dunk on you. He could do a finesse layup. He could score all his free throws if he really put his mind to it and really focused. He could score all of them. He could be perfect from the line right now.
Absolutely.
When it comes to just the Houston Rockets themselves, right? Fred Van Fleet, he's not there. He's out for the season. He's not going to come back this season. Um, do you think that KD can lead this young squad? Because I do agree with you. I think it has been the best squad that he's been around since maybe James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and that OKC Thunder when they went up against the Miami Heat. Unfortunately, they lost to them in the finals. But this squad put together from defense to offense to long range shooting to shooting under the basket to making plays and to have great defense and leadership put together. Without Fred Van Fleet, do you think KD can be at the top of the realm and actually lead them to through a deep West and get to a Western Conference Finals?
I do. He's just not gonna do it in the way people like, which has been, I guess you could say, a debate if he's a good leader or not throughout his career. I think he is. I've seen a lot of his teammates say he's a great leader. He just does it more through his own style. He's a chill guy. He doesn't do the rah rah. He's one of the guys. He hoops. He loves the hoop, and he wants to win. And I think with them being so young, they're gonna follow his lead. They're gonna see his work ethic. They're gonna see what goes into being great every single day. Because you've seen guys like Steph Curry, you've seen LeBron, you've seen several people talk about how great Katie's work ethic is, and just how amazing it is to even watch a KD workout. And I think the Rockets will do the same thing, and they'll take those habits throughout the season. You've got a great coach in Ime Udoka. Again, the defense is great. You just added one of the greatest scorers of all time, which is really Houston's only weakness last season was half court scoring, and now you've got, like I said, the greatest scorer of all time. So,
Hmm.
for me, of course, OKC is still number one. But you look at the first game, they took them to double overtime and arguably should have won, but Houston blew it. So I think they can definitely make a run in the West, and I don't have many, if any, teams other than OKC above them.
Yeah, Yeah, and I think one of the reasons why they didn't win that game is because of the point guard leadership of Fred Van Fleet that it was
Yep,
missed, right?
for
And I
sure.
do agree with you. I think with KD's actions, his work ethic, and the love that he just has for basketball really does bring him as a leader for this squad. The only problem that I have, and it's because of just my personal opinion and my personal aspect of what it is being a leader on the floor when it comes to sports in general, is is the voice. I
Right,
feel like if you are a true leader of a group of men out there on the court, on the field, or wherever you are that you're playing as a team, I think having that voice and showcasing it with your attitude, with your loudness, with your common sense, with all the stuff that it comes to what just saying a couple words to get into your teammates' mind and trying to help them to get better. I think it's very, very valuable. And I think that's the only thing that KD lacks from what we see on the field, right?
right,
Out on the court. I'm sorry. From what we see on the court, because we don't know what's going on behind the locker rooms. What if he is in their ear and telling them all this stuff, and we're just here like assuming that he's not like that, right? But from what we see on the court, I just need for him, and obviously it's not going to happen. He's 37 years old. He's coming from the end of his career, and in about 2, 3 years, maybe 4 years, and so he's not going to change the way he is, right? But
right.
I just would like to see vocal more vocalness from him on the court to get his guys right. But other than that, I do think he's a great leader, and I do think that he can push this Houston Rockets team to get to the finals. Yes, OKC is a great team defensively and offensively, but when you think about the other teams that are out there in the West, who, like you mentioned, who is really competing with OKC and Houston with these two squads together?
I don't think anyone, honestly. I know people say like a Denver, but I think they can beat Denver. We'll
Yeah.
see whenever they play.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, because I think Alfred Sengun, he could cover Jokic to the best. Obviously, you're not gonna stop Jokic
No,
as
no, hell
one of
no,
one. No one's gonna
hell
ever
no.
stop him. No one's gonna stop him. He could
Uh,
slow him down a little.
he
You know what I'm
can.
saying? Slow him down, but no one's gonna ever stop him. But the other guys around him, like, I'll put Men Thompson on Jamal Murray any day,
Yeah,
and I'll put my money at least 8 out of 10 times on a Men Thompson stopping him from scoring 20 points.
yeah.
That defense is just crazy. Uh,
It's
I just
insane.
think their squad is better overall. But just to stick on KD here, right? Do you think he'll be able? And he's been from team to team, so maybe there's a slight chance that he joins another team before his career ends. Hopefully, he stays with the Houston Rockets because honestly, I think the Rockets uniform looks good on it. I think that looks like the team that he should have been in for a long time, right?
Yeah,
Do you think he'll be able to win another ring before his career
I pray for it. I pray.
ends?
Oh, I pray for it because right now everyone likes to discredit the 2 rings he got with Golden State. And I understand their arguments, but I don't fully get them because he was the driver on those teams. KD was averaging 35 in the finals. Like if you're getting carried to a championship, you're not averaging 35. Granted, going to Golden State made things easier. It wasn't the best move. It wasn't the most competitive move. But let's not act like KD didn't do his part in winning those rings now. And there's even stories from Quinn Cook, like KD tried to give the finals MVP to Steph Curry. He didn't take it. Well, guess who took over? Kevin Durant. And I think he earned those 2 rings. I think, in my opinion, he's a top 10 player of all time for my money. And I know a third ring would really solidify him in that category.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. The people that say that he rode the bus and he didn't
Yeah.
do much and all this stuff, like, come on, man. The stats are there, bro. Charles Barkley, come on, man. I know you be saying this a lot. Like, the stats are there, man. The guy was dropping 35 a game in the finals. Yes, against a weak Cleveland Cavaliers team that didn't have really much support around LeBron James, but
Yeah.
he still had LeBron James covering him.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
I want to hear another from Chuck because Chuck left his team too to try to go win a championship. So I don't want
Yeah.
to hear nothing from Chuck.
Yep. Yep. And then last thing to just touch up on KD, right? There was a statement made by Draymond Green last week,
Yeah,
and I think it came from the fact of I don't know if you've seen the new season of Starting Five on Netflix.
yeah, I
Uh,
seen
no free ads, guys, no free ads.
it.
But KD mentions in one of the episodes, I think it's like episode 3 or 4, he mentions on how you need offense to win. Yes, you need defense too. Defense does win championships, but at the end of the day, we're playing a game that you put the ball in the bucket and that's how you win, right?
Yep.
Draymond came out saying basically like, "Oh, if it wasn't for the defense, you wouldn't have gotten where you gone, and then this and that, and blah blah blah." Just prevalently saying that defense is just way more important than offense when it comes to the game of basketball and winning a championship. Your thoughts on those comments from Draymond Green to Kevin Durant on offense and defense?
I understand where he's coming from. I would also like to point out to Draymond, it is not your job to score. You don't understand that pressure. Now, Kevin Durant is a good defender. He's not Draymond Green. Draymond Green is not the offensive. He's nowhere near the stratosphere of the offensive player Kevin Durant is. And I can understand where Kevin Durant comes from. His impact is scoring. I can understand where Draymond comes from. His impact is defense. So just two different sides of the coin. And Draymond and KD have this weird like friendship beef where they're
Facts,
they're cool when they see each other, but then like when they're not away from each other, they take like little jabs at each other,
facts,
and it's an interesting dynamic they have. You would really think they wouldn't mess with each other at all, but
for real, for real. It's
I
weird.
get it is weird,
Because I'm sure you talk smack with your boys. I talk
of
smack with my
course.
boys all the time, and this and that. But when it comes to like talking smack about my boys to random reporters or other people on public TV or live TV or all that shit, nah, we don't do that. We don't do that. But
Uh,
just to stick what I was asking you about, right?
right.
Draymond, you had Steph Curry your whole career. There's no way that you can say that defense is way more important than offense when it comes to winning a championship because you were not on a team with one of no, actually, the greatest three-point scorer in NBA history. You have never been on a team without him. So how can you say that defense is way more important than offense? Like if you would have left, if Draymond would have left the Golden State Warriors instead of Klay Thompson 2 years ago, and he would have gone somewhere else, which was supposedly he was supposed to go to the Houston Rockets, right? Supposed to get a bag from Houston. If he would have gone to get a bag from Houston, do we really believe that the Houston Rockets would
Hell
have
no.
gone would have been from the I think at that point they were like seventh seed that year. They would have given from seventh seed to first seed because Draymond Green went over there?
No.
Negative. Negative. So Draymond Green needs to relax. I do agree with him. Defense does win championships, yes.
Absolutely.
But is defense more important than offense when it
I
comes
don't think
to
so.
the game of basketball? No.
I don't think so.
Negative.
You
Negative.
gotta put the ball in the bucket, man.
Exactly. You got to put the ball
Unless
in the
you the
bucket,
oh
dog.
04 Pistons, I don't want to hear shit.
Even the '04 Pistons, they put the ball in the bucket. Chauncey Billups, Richard Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace was the only one that wasn't scoring on that team. Tayshaun Prince was still scoring on that squad. Like, and just lighten the bubble right now. Imagine if
Yeah.
that squad got Carmelo Anthony.
I
Jesus,
know they GM gotta regret that every day.
100%, a
They're
hundred.
old GM, but yeah.
I mean, they still won a championship, but
They
still,
did, but you
for sure.
could have had some more.
Facts. Facts. But yeah, man, the Houston Rockets right now fifth in the West, 6-3. They're looking pretty good, man. KD is looking good. The whole squad around them is looking good. Defense to offense. The coach Ime Udoka looking good as well. I like the squad. I think they're gonna give the West the run for their money. Give OKC a run for their money too, man. OKC is still young, talented. They have great chemistry. They're amazing on both sides of the ball. It's going to be tough to knock them out, but Houston is coming, though. Houston is
They
coming
are. They
for sure.
definitely are.